What's good? It's Hartford City Councilman Josh Michtom following up on an issue that came up in May around an arrest that happened in the North End. Now, some of you may remember there was a video on Facebook where a young man is filming the arrest, and then an officer gets mad and comes up on him and shoves him. Here's what it looked like.
Back up! I'm recording. It's my friend. They're fucking whooping his ass for no reason. They're fucking, look what they're doing to his face.
I'm not doing nothing, nigga.
Yo, Percy, chill.
Guys, listen. I'm gonna explain this to you very clearly.
You just got. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here.
Am I clear?
Go to jail for what?
Interfering, that's what.
I'm interfering. I'm behind the pole. Yo, look what they doing to him. They say he's trespassing. Fucking dumbass cops, bro. No, they're fucking violating his rights.
Violating his rights? He just headbutted an officer. Do me a favor and back up. Back up. Get out of here. Back up. I'm not playing with you. Back up. Get out of here. Get out of here. Listen to your mom. Get out of here.
I got you. What's your badge number?
Herrmann, 786.
I got that. I got that.
Now, I think there's a lot that we can say about that video without any background investigation. To begin with, that officer who ran up on the kid is not maintaining the safety of a crime scene. He's clearly angry because of something the kid said, and he responds to that anger with violence. So what have we learned about this incident since May 20th when it happened? First of all, we know that that officer who shoved the young man didn't report it. He put in his report that he didn't touch him. None of the other officers who saw it happen reported it. Basically, if that video wouldn't have been on Facebook and if I wouldn't have seen it and taken it to the police chief, there would have been no investigation and no punishment at all. The sergeant who investigated it first actually found that this wasn't even the kind of use of force that has to be reported. It's the kind where an officer is just gently guiding someone to a safe place. Chief Doty had doubts about that, so he referred it to an outside expert. And the expert said this was the kind of use of force that has to be reported, and it was a violation of HPD policies. So what happens? Basically, nothing. The officer who shoved the kid has to get some extra training, and he has to fill out the use of force report that he didn't fill out in the first place. No punishment for lying on his report, no punishment for the other police who didn't report what they saw. And just so you understand, the conclusion of Doty's report is that that officer was responding to someone who was disobeying an order by coming too close to the scene. But if you actually look at the video, and I'm going to look at it with you in a second, the person who gave the order never told anyone. So Officer Herrmann didn't know that that kid was supposed to stay where he was supposed to stay. And in fact, the kid was only one stride forward from where he was supposed to stay. But Officer Herrmann had to take 9 strides from the back of the police car to get to him, which means that he was at least 20 feet away. So he wasn't interfering, he wasn't posing any risk. And if we're being honest, anyone can look at this video and see that what happened here is the kid said something, he got under the cop's skin, and the cop came and shoved him and told him to move out. So you see this guy, he's the one who told the kid filming to stay behind the pole. Now here's Officer Herrmann over on the other side of the group. He never talks to the first officer. He doesn't know about the order for the kid to stay behind the pole. And if you're wondering if there's a set HPD policy about how far civilians have to stay from a crime scene, there isn't. And here you can see he takes 9 strides from the back of the police car. And this right here, this is that pole that the kid filming was supposed to stand behind. So you can see that at the moment when he gets shoved, he's maybe half a step in front of it. And if you have any doubt that this is really about Officer Herrmann being angry and not about making sure this young man is one step back, all you have to do is look what happens afterward. Because at this point, this young man has taken several steps back, but Officer Herrmann doesn't quit. He tells him to leave the whole scene.
Get out of here. Listen to your mom. Get out of here.
I got you.
To my eyes, this whole thing is a big problem. We have a whole bunch of officers covering for their colleague. We have a police department basically making excuses for an officer who can't keep his temper under control and uses violence against a civilian. This is the kind of stuff that if it goes unchecked, eventually is going to lead to tragedy.